What if I told you that in our weight management patients, the number on the scale is absolutely meaningless? Would you believe me? What if I told you that BMI similarly told us nothing about someone's cardiometabolic health? Do you ever wonder what our role is as urologists in these patients? Raise your hand if you wonder what our role is. Could we help these patients? Okay. Has anyone seen these viral headlines? So data suggests that patients are now able to lose more weight than they've ever been able to lose before with these GLP-1 agonist medications. But data also suggests that people are losing up to 40% of their muscle in the process. That's why this matters. Pharma companies are now looking at novel therapeutics to spare muscle. But what if I told you we already have the solution to this huge problem, and it's something we do every day? I want you to meet Jean-Paul. He's actually a mutual patient of mine and my sister's. I started my own practice with my twin sister, a gastroenterologist, a little over a year ago. He's 47, came in with typical symptoms of low testosterone, and like the tale of the middle-aged male in his mid-40s, he started noticing it was difficult to lose weight and he's struggling. So he starts out seeing my sister and he's put on a GLP-1 medication. And she is oftentimes the first person as a gastroenterologist to check their testosterone. She's a phenomenal urologist. And he had 2 testosterone levels that were in the 270 range. So she promptly sends the patients over to me, and I start the patient on testosterone and Arimidex because he had some issues in the past when he was previously on testosterone with hyperestrogenic side effects. This is Jean-Paul a year later. Look how amazing Jean-Paul looks. Now, Jean-Paul is training for a marathon this summer, and I think Jean-Paul needs a little encouragement. So I'm going to take my phone here. I need the loudest applause from people in the audience that I can send to this patient to show how amazing his hard work is doing. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. We don't have a lot of time. Awesome. But if you think back to the previous slide, do you have patients that look like Jean-Paul a year ago? That's our typical patient that shows up in our office. This is all of our patients, and this is what all of our patients can become. So here are some additional befores and afters, and I'm not here to say that testosterone is everything, because it's not, right? The first piece is that a lot of these patients, when we suppress their appetite, if the first thing they eat on their plate is rice or bread, they get so full they don't eat enough protein. So when they have their plate, the first thing they eat must be the protein. Number 2, I know for myself, when I am trying to lose weight, I say, okay, I'm gonna hold off on working out because once I get down to my goal weight, I'm gonna look great in my new yoga pants and I'm gonna hit the gym and I'm gonna start working out then. That's a bad move, right? There are 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and muscle loss, right? And if we don't stimulate the muscles, we are guaranteed to lose muscle. We must have our patients go to the gym from the get-go. And number 3 is hormone optimization, and this is relevant to the men and women we see in our clinic, right? Because a lot of the patients my sister sees are women in perimenopause and menopause, and men with low testosterone, and the first part where we gain weight is our bellies, and it's oftentimes the last part that leaves. Now, we can't track or change what we don't measure. So I have the distinct privilege of working with my sister, and the first thing she invested in our new practice was a Seika bioimpedance scale. So we can actually look at some more of these metabolic factors that a scale will not be able to tell us. So these are his metrics from the beginning to now. So we'll talk about weight. He's lost 44 pounds. His BMI went down from 34 to 27. His fat mass percentage down 17.5%. Visceral adipose tissue, 5.6 liters to 1.8 liters. Waist circumference, he's down 10 inches, and skeletal muscle mass, the holy grail, the key to our independence. This guy has more muscle mass in losing 44 pounds than when he started. Compare that to most of these patients that are losing up to 40% of their muscle mass. This is game-changing. Now, the body fights the process when we lose weight. And unfortunately, as we lose weight, if some of that is muscle, we have to eat less and move more just to maintain our weight loss. That is why people yo-yo over the course of their lives. But you can see, based on his basal metabolic rate, that he barely has to decrease his caloric intake to maintain. So I like this Under Armour slogan, "We must protect this house," but I like this slogan better, "We must protect this muscle." Now imagine if everyone in this room saw our role as this critical piece in the weight management space. Imagine this being the next viral headline.